Welcome to the Games Revealed news section. This is James, and I am back from the Medium. Yep, been playing it for the past few days. I am done with it. It is a great game, but hey, let's get on to what I missed last week. There's a little segment that you guys reminded me about that I missed something super important about the Mass Effect update. Mainly that there's going to be a collector's edition, and a little weird. It's not going to have the game in it, but it's still going to have some cool items in it. And one of those items is going to be a helmet. And it's going to be a 1-to-1 replica, so it should be able to fit over your head. It's going to be interesting because, it's obviously not going to be something that you're probably going to want to wear, but it will be a cool collectible, something you put on the stand, like the one behind me, or you can just wear it to Comic-Con. Who knows? But it does look pretty cool. This collection is called the Mass Effect Legendary Cache. I actually went ahead and reserved my spot in Wave 2, and I am excited because I am a big Mass Effect fan. Also, what is in it, we also have a metal game case, a morality spinner's pin, an N7 acceptance letter, 2 canvas art prints, one of them being Fem Shep, and the other one being one of the spaceships over a planet. I can't remember which one it is, but that's what it is. And they also have some custom box featuring the game key art. So with that, I'll have a link in the description below if you want to try to pre-order it, get a version of it, and let's move it on. So what's actually new? What is going on right now to warrant me doing one of these a little early? A lot of news happened today, but we're going to start doing these potentially every day as we get gearing up into this. You'll hear from other people on my team, and let's get into it. So first up on the docket, Little Nightmares 2 has its first review from IGN, and they gave it a 7. Saying, Little Nightmares 2 delivers similar stealth and scares to the original, but leaves less of a lasting impact. And I will say, that's actually not a bad thing. I thought the first one was a 7 out of 10. So we'll see if this one's a 7 out of 10 on my list, but the first one was good. I really enjoyed it. I thought if it was any longer, I don't know if I could play it again, but with the length it is, I could see myself playing it again. But we'll see how Little Nightmares 2 is. But as for Little Nightmares 1, go check out our podcast that we released last week. Okay, on to the next news item. Persona 5 Striker actually came out, and it has some mixed reviews, some good, some bad. It all depends on, I think, what you want from this game. So it looks like it's going to be a continuation of Persona 5's story, but then the gameplay and the battling, all that stuff is going to be quite a bit different. So with that, you're going to have no social media interactions, none of that, like what made Persona 5, where deciding certain things in the game in order to get relationships and connections with people. And that's a big part of it. I know that I haven't finished Persona 5 yet, but it is a fun game. And I think if you're a little bit more action-oriented, you're going to like this game. It's a shorter game for sure. So with that, IGN actually gave it an 8 out of 10, and PC Gamer gave it a 63 out of 100. With them saying Strikers walks and talks like Persona 5, but no social game, bland combat, make it one strictly for Giga fans. Meaning, yeah, if you like the original story, this is what I take from it. If you like the original story, go ahead, play this one, you'll like it. If not, wait for a discount. I'm sure it will come. So, on with the next news item. Let's get into this. This is one of the most interesting stories, I'd say, for today. And it sucks. It really sucks for CD Projekt Red. They've had such a hard few months. And I mean, they brought it on themselves in a lot of ways, but still, there's still employees there. There's still a lot of people. We don't want to destroy their lives too. We don't want the company to go under, because then that's a lot of employees out of work. But I'm sure they bounce back from this. But yeah, this is a letter and then we'll get into another letter. So this is a letter in response to the letter that CD Projekt Red found. So, yesterday, we discovered that we have become a victim of a targeted cyber attack, due to which some of our internal systems have been compromised. An unidentified actor gained unauthorized access to our internal network, collected certain data belonging to CD Projekt Capital Group, and left a ransom note, the content of which we released to the public. Although some devices in our network have been encrypted, our backups remain intact. We have already secured our IT infrastructure and began restoring the data. We will not give in to the demands nor negotiate with the actor. Being aware that this may eventually lead to the release of compromised data, we are taking necessary steps to mitigate the consequence of such a release, in particular by approaching any parties that may be affected due to the breach. We are still investigating the incident. However, at this time, we can confirm that, to our best knowledge, the compromised system did not contain any personal data of our players or users of our services. We have already approached the relevant authorities, including law enforcement and the president of the Personal Data Protection Office, as well as IT forensics specialists, and we closely cooperate with them in order to fully investigate this incident. So it looks like they're definitely taking the best course that they can. They came out as soon as they can, had a letter, and they're really going through all the avenues, and it really does sound like they might be in some hot water in the sense of source code, which really, to be honest, let's be honest, like, it's not going to hurt their company much if source code gets leaked. I don't think people are still going to buy the game. It's still, they usually offer it for such a good price. Why wouldn't you? So I'm not too concerned for that side. It's the financial side. There's financial documents, a lot of stuff like that could be very compromising to the company. And so I hope they actually catch the guy, because it is pretty shitty what he did. But let's read what this person, and I can't say guy, whoever it is, it could have been a group, but this is what they actually left a README note inside, I'm assuming source code or something, which leads me to guess, like, how long has this been exposed for? But it says, at hello CD Projekt, your have been epically pwned. So I don't know if they're native English speaking. We have dumped full copies of the source codes from your Perforce server for Cyberpunk 2077 and Witcher 3, Gwent, and the unreleased version of Witcher 3. We have also dumped all of your documents relating to accounting, administration, legal, HR, investor relations, and more. Also, we have encrypted all of your servers, but we understand that you can most likely recover from backups. If we will not come to an agreement, then your source codes will be sold or leaked online, and your documents will be sent to our contacts in gaming journalism. Your public image will go down the shitter even more, and people will see how shitty your company functions. Investors will lose trust in your company, and the stock will dive even lower. You have 48 hours to contact us. So, I mean, they probably think they're the good guys in this in some ways. It really, man, like, I just, it'd have to be some pretty big bombs for them to actually look better than CD Projekt Red in this case. Like, you'd have to have some major criminal activity on CD Projekt Red's side to actually, I think, look worse, and maybe that's the case. So I'm gonna let time tell on this one. So we'll let it set for a little bit, but still, man, this is just not the right way to do it. You should have more of a whistleblower within the company, in my opinion. This next news item is interesting. I didn't know about it until now. I've been keeping an eye on a bunch of upcoming games, but this game came out to early access for $20. Valheim, and it's making big strides amongst indie game players, and it's blowing up. Like, Steam has overwhelmingly positive reviews for this, and PC Gamer and some other journalists have really gone and, like, praised this game. And here's a little description about the game. A battle-slain warrior, the Valkyries have ferried your soul to Valheim, the 10th Norse world. Besieged by creatures of chaos and ancient enemies of the gods, you are the newest custodian of the primordial purgatory, tasked with slaying Odin's ancient rivals and bringing order to Valheim. So that description is kind of cool. So you're being dropped into this Norse world and having to, it's essentially, it's, I believe, a survival game, and it's going to be a co-op PvE, 2 to 10 players, with a recommended co-op of 3 to 5. And there, it's going to have dodge, block. It's going to have ranged weapons. It definitely feels like it's going to be a very fun game. Obviously, I can buy it. I will try it, and I'll let you guys know in future videos. But this is definitely one that kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm excited to play it. Maybe me, Tyson, and Mooser. Sorry, Tyson is Mooser. Me, Tyson, and Shagwa will play it. So, yeah. Another notable thing I'd actually say about this is it is a 1 gigabyte download size. I don't know. I think the install size is like 1, 2, or 3, but it's super small. Like, that is, in today's world of Call of Duties taking up your whole hard drive on your PS4. This is a very good sign for this game to just be small. It's kind of nice. It's going to be lo-fi looking, so it's going to not be. It's like PC Gamer said that it looks like a game from 10 years ago. But I saw some screenshots, and that's kind of true, but in a lo-fi way, meaning it still looks almost this generation, but it has obviously some cutbacks, and I think it's going to make for a good game. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for that for you guys, and hopefully get a video out for it. Next up is, and this is kind of one where it's interesting. We'll see if I ever play it. I'm not a big werewolf person, but Werewolf the Apocalypse, EARTHBLOOD. And there's a review. IGN gave it a 79 out of 100, which isn't too bad, sorry, not PC Gamer. PC Gamer. Yeah. Indicating a joyful mix of stealth and action. The fun doesn't snag on the rough edges. So it sounds like it's pretty fun. It is an action role-playing video game developed by Cyanide and published by Nacon. It is based on White Wolf Publishing's tabletop role-playing game Werewolf the Apocalypse and is part of the larger World of Darkness series. It was released on the 4th, and it was actually built on Unreal Engine 4, if you're curious about that. I like to hear that. PS5, 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows are the platforms that they are released on. So that, if you're interested in werewolves, I think it's going to be one of your best games so far that's come out. Okay, so for our final news, it's a little depressing. It kind of shows some of the potentially bad sides of, big corporations, and this is a little bit against Google. Terraria, the developer, cancels Google Stadia port after YouTube account ban. And going through the story, it really sounds like he got everything banned. And it's, once again, I want to hold out for the whole news section, but it definitely sounds like this guy's getting screwed. And Google really needs to make this right, because the guy's Gmail alone was deleted. He's had a Gmail with them for 15 years. And it goes to show that it's a little dangerous trusting too much to these corporations. Reading into the article, Google is in hot water after banning the Google account of Andrew Spinks, the lead developer of the hit indie game Terraria. The YouTube account of Spinks' game dev company Relogic was hit with some kind of terms of service violation, resulting in Google banning Spinks' entire Google account, greatly disrupting his company's ability to do business. After 3 fruitless weeks of trying to get the situation fixed, Spinks announced that his company will no longer do business with Google and that the upcoming Stadia version of Terraria is canceled. I will not be involved with a corporation that values their customers and partners so little, Spinks said. Doing business with you is a liability. And I actually very much agree. If I was in his position, I would potentially stop doing business with Google. That's very hard because, Android is such a big market, and YouTube is this is on YouTube right now. It's very difficult, and I really hope that in the end Google really does justice and really I don't know what they can do to garner the forgiveness, but I really do hope that they do right by him. And so hopefully that this small video going out will help with that. It's just a little shout out. Hey, Google, YouTube, fix this guy's account, please. Okay, that is it for the news today. We'll catch you next time. I got to get back to the next good game, which is probably going to be Half-Life Alyx again. I love that game. And you know what? If I missed anything today, please leave a comment below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Later.